In many ways, this video is going to be long overdue, but recently Square Enix has launched their financial reports and just a lot of projections on that. And this is where I am going to step in and say that I do have concerns about Final Fantasy XIV. No, that doesn't mean that I hate the game at all. In fact, it means the opposite. I really do want to see it flourish. I want to see it keep growing. I am obviously highly invested in the game as a player. I love it. And really, to see what's been going on lately has kind of sucked. So if you recall, we had Bozja, and that's probably what I myself am best known for, was my Bozja content, Eureka, Bozja, Delivering Regane, and so on. Reality is, Endwalker didn't have that, and I said at the time that I thought that that personally was a mistake, and that was a pretty significant source of casual player content. It was easily repeatable, it was very fun, it was great for leveling up alternative jobs, and had really good loot and a diversity of different content. Like Castrum Lacus Latore, while yes, it did have faults such as it didn't have an external queuing system, it was very different content, and it explored different things, like exploring different rooms, quite literally exploring different rooms, and like saving people, and it had neat mechanics basically. And then you could say, as a whole total package offering, the Dalriada was also very different, and it was fun, it was engaging, the rewards were good, you got your relic weapon as well as a ton of other loot, and obviously you could sell a lot of that. That was basically how I myself could afford like one of my large houses, which is another problem we'll talk about later here. But the fact of the matter is, I stand by what I said, and obviously I got comments telling me to keep myself incredibly very much safe. You know what I mean by that, probably. I hope so. You could probably parse together what I mean. Lots of very happy people with that. They said I was selfish and all this stuff, and that, oh, you only want this because this is your type of content, you bastard, and stuff like that. And bro, I heard it all for that. But it is genuinely my opinion that that is for the best future of the game. And then, obviously, we haven't really had much casual content. Like, even if we look at things like Variant Dungeon, that was okay-ish for casual content, but it didn't really have the same replayability, it didn't have the same, like, reward structure and stuff like that, and it was okay. It was okay. And then you definitely cannot tell me Criterion is, and especially not Savage Criterion, because, like, I myself, I've done Aloe Aloe Island Criterion, and, like, it is a very cut above what an average standard casual player would do. And obviously there's differences in how the Japanese community views casual content versus North America. Like, in the most kind way possible in North America, people who think that Savage raiding is casual content in North America are very much in an echo chamber, they're very much in a bubble, they aren't listening to what casual players are doing. And that, I think, is really unfortunate. Obviously, Japanese community has a different sentiment and viewpoint towards that, where they do view Savage raiding as more of a casual activity, whereas in North America, I can tell you, people are just like, that's not for me, that is way too hard, I don't want to get involved in a static, I don't want to get involved in scheduling this, I don't want the headache of this and that and this and that. And I could go on literally for 10 minutes here talking about Party Finder and my own experiences, and that it's not that bad. But you know what? I've already talked to so many casual players, and you know what their response was to me saying Fru is great and I could do it in Party Finder, Savage was great and I could do it in Party Finder? They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They will never give a fuck. They will never believe me. They will never believe you if you try and convince them. They don't give a fuck. And that's an issue, is Final Fantasy XIV in a lot of ways has lost the casual player. And that may sound really offensive. Oh my god, I know so many casual players that... Okay, yeah, the casual player is absolutely breaking the terms of service. They are going to ERP clubs with extensive amounts of mod beasts with boobies that are like, whoa, look at my boobs. No, they're not. That is a very valid community that we have. I'm not going to put them down. And that's not me putting them down. Bro, you know the mod beasts have the boobies of... You know them. I've seen them. Bro, how can I pretend that I haven't seen them? And we're not even getting into... My point is, that's not the average standard casual player. nor is Cosmic Exploration for the average standard player. I am going to be blunt. The average standard player that I talk to does not do crafting. They don't do gathering. Why don't they do that? For a glut of different reasons that the system can be considered very hard to get into. Whether that is true or not doesn't matter. That's their perception, and perception is made reality. And so they just don't really consider crafting and gathering, so all of Cosmic Exploration is just like, what is this? Like, the only form of content that I've heard casual players actually be interested in is Occult Crescent. And I don't even know if that name was a great name to go with. And it could be because it's new and it hasn't actually hit, so it hasn't clicked with people what Occult Crescent even is. But they're more excited for the exploration content. And here's where we need to be very blunt about the financial report, and this is my opinion. Again, obviously, I'm not a game developer. I'm a different type of beast all entirely, but I'm in software, but different. But I really hope with this financial report that they really take money that Final Fantasy XIV has generated and they invest it back into the game in casual forms of content, things like Occult Crescent, things in highly repeatable, highly replayable forms of casual content. I believe that that is the best thing for the future of this game. So a lot of Dawntrail's sales, I'm going to be honest, did player base. Like, you could not really raise criticism about the game before Dawntrail's release, before people played through the expansion. Fact. Why would I know this? Because motherfuckers said so much hateful shit for any criticism. Even this video will get me told that I'm a unapologetic grifter. Sorry fam, for the $5 I'm going to make from this video, it was not worth putting on a VR headset, getting into a world sad lit up with a freaking video in the background, Final Fantasy XIV footage, and all that, so I could grift your $5 fucking dollars. Doesn't matter, I'm going to lose like, what, 12 subs? Because it'll be the blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. Maybe that's not the right attitude to have, but that's honestly, I'm going to do my own thing. It's just like, I've talked to enough big creators, and they're just like, you just got to do your own thing. But I digress from the point. Why I'm raising this criticism is because I actually love the game. I actually want to see it continue. And as a player, I'm obviously invested. Like, I love this game. I've played it for over a decade. If you think I don't love it, you probably really... like, I don't know the mental gymnastics you would need to commit in order to think I don't love this game. And that's why I bring up the casual content thing. That's why I did it. What? It was like September 2023? Bro, I literally had streamers like fucking flame the shit out of me and say, oh, he has bad opinions. Yeah, motherfucker? Yeah, I have bad fucking opinions, you fucking dumbass? Where's the casual players at? Where are they? Oh, but in my raiding bubble of raiders, the bubbles are so real that it is cuckoo crazy beans. But we don't have casual content, and we haven't for years, and that is a massive issue. And Dawntrail has lost a huge amount of goodwill with the player base. That obviously includes the casual players, because the casual players that had very little to do during Endwalker, that were going into older forms of content like Eureka or Bozja, they ran out of content. It's almost like I said, there's no introduction, not even a drip feed of new casual content. And it's really tough. You could say Eureka Orthos, but I don't think casual players were soloing Eureka Orthos, and the ones that did, I heard very clearly that the respawn rate was too high. I myself didn't do it. You can nail me for that. Be like, where's your fucking clear Eureka Orthos, bitch? I didn't do it. I'm the first to say it. I just didn't. But the same thing is, you're telling me that casual players are going to go into the, like, solo mode of that and solo clear it? Like, and you're going to tell me I'm the one with the cognitive dissonance? Like, what? Have you actually talked to a casual player? Because if you did, you'd know that there is a massive string of corpses of casual players that did Dawntrail's expansion, just dropped it midway through. Am I wrong? You're going to tell me that Dawntrail, with its reception, with its massive negative reception, did not lose casual players. I have talked to literally hundreds of people Obviously, each one an anecdote. How they just didn't even finish Dawntrail, and how they're just hanging out with me because they're just playing Minecraft or Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And that's actually going to be my next point that I'm going to get into. But after I really wedge this in, you can say, well, 7.2 was so much better than Dawntrail. 7.2, the story gets better. No spoilers here. And I'd agree with you. It got very interesting. I'd actually say 7.1 was interesting, and I liked the dungeon. I really liked that dungeon. I thought it was cool. Although, without spoilers, what the actual hell at the end of the dungeon, I was like, that cutscene was... Girl, what the fudge. But, my point is, what the fuck is saying patch 7.2 story is really good to a casual player who fell off at level 95, like before hitting the 95 dungeon? Like that's not gonna help them. like as someone who talks to people like all the time from all different walks of the game, it does nothing. And it's such incredibly narcissistic lip service to say, well, this is great for casual players. You mean the people who came from the WoW Exodus that did expert roulette for now, what, 3-4 years, whenever that WoW Exodus was? That was in Shadowbringers, brother. That was in Shadowbringers, the WoW Exodus. Are you going to tell me that doing the same dungeon is really what they're enjoying in the game? And for some people, sure, they find that okay. But even they are like, okay, we hit this Tomestone cap. $4.50 a week, motherfudger. Okay, well, now that's there. So what about the fallback Tomestones? Well, Poetics is really good for them for what? Buying the Relic from last expansion, because there was no grind to it. It was literally just a Tomestone dump. And now it's a Poetics dump. So they find that as their use for Poetics, but they really don't care once they get 1 or 2 jobs done, and it's all Poetics. It's just from doing the same content over and over again, or hunt trains. We've lost the novelty of expert roulette. We've lost the novelty of a hunt train, and you literally need to bury your head so deep in the sand to say that that's not true. No, Cole's wrong. The hunt train is novel, exhilarating content. They should drop Clair Obscur Expedition 33 so that they can go on my hunt train every day and do an expert every day. Cole is wrong. They will drop Clair Obscur Expedition 33. They will drop it. And you tell me that I'm the one with cognitive dissonance. That's going to be worth their $15 whatever a month subscription. You might want to pull your head out of your ass, my friend, because I don't know people that are dropping Expedition 33 so that they can come back and do an expert roulette for a Tomestone that you can cap within a day. Or the other Tomestone, because people will be like, oh, the uncapped Tomestone. Okay, did you really think that I didn't think this through and actually ask them what they do? They think, why, what do I even do with this? Do I sell it on the market board and buy the shit? And that's what they do. And then they're like, okay, well, now I have Gil. Okay, what do I spend Gil on? Well, there's some casual glamours that they can get. This is true. But a lot of them, they want a home in 14. And that is a whole nother can of worms, where the lottery system and the limitation of houses in 14 is a massive fucking deterrent. I'm on Gilgamesh. Do you seriously think that that's not something that I hear about all the time? Where people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to save up all this gil so that I can never get a house because I'm never going to win one of the lotteries because there's friggin', like on a small, sometimes like 20 people bidding on it. And for largest, well, give the fuck up. I'm going to be honest, at least on Gilgamesh, just give up. It's brutal. And that's what you're going to tell me casual players are going to do. And I just find the separation between what I'm told versus what I'm actually talking to people about mind-boggling. Yes, the casual player is going to just go into the Omega Protocol and prog the Omega Protocol. And I have motherfuckers unironically saying that. I'm like, Have you talked to anyone? And I suppose that gets into my next point, which I've already raised a few times. We have what to offer casual players. Expert Roulette, Hunt Train. Don't see ERP Club, because the average casual player is not going to download third-party against the terms of service add-ons, compromise their account, because most normies, okay, like, you may be confused because you are on an echo chamber on Twitter where, yeah, I have seen the female Makode with double fucking Z booba. I obviously have. That's not what a normie player, just an average everyday player is going to do. Remember, we also have a lot of console players. So what are they actually being offered right now? And that's really something that kind of annoys me. It's just like, you're telling me that Final Fantasy XIV is in a good spot, but what novelty do we have? How am I supposed to convince someone who just got Expedition 33 Clair Obscur? They just are at the tail end of Act 1 of that game, so pretty early on. So they've done maybe 3 hours a day for like a week. It took me at least to get to Act 3 about 30 hours, so we'll go with that. How do you convince that person? No, you're wrong. You should put down that game and you should come into Final Fantasy XIV and do your roulettes. Like, people are going to tell me that I'm wrong about that, but it's like, what are you even doing at this point? Like, that's really the issue. And that is why I'm placing such a high level of emphasis on a video like this, even though I don't suspect it's going to get many views, but it's something that I'm still going to put out into the world, where it's like, I'm actually speechless. How after 3 years, it's been over 3 years, of basically having no real form of casual content, can people seriously be this fucking stupid? And then I see things like the financial report. Final Fantasy XIV is clearly bringing in revenue. And then people will literally fight me tooth and nail saying, we don't have a casual content problem. You're entitled, you're a bastard, you're a bitch, you're a grifter, fuck you, you fucking fur. Even though I am I can't say the F slur, lol. But that's what people say all the time. I see it in my comments constantly, and you damn well bet I am. Fuck you. Think I'm not? Oh well. But in terms of it, how the fuck have we gone here? How the fuck have we gone here? And it really feels horrible, because how do I convince people to play the game? And right now, the only real tool in my toolbox is saying, hey, I'm excited for Occult Crescent, and that's a genuine excitement. Motherfucker, look at my past videos, tell me I'm not genuinely excited. I am actually excited. Like, if I wasn't excited, I would have dropped the game. Like, you don't realize how much money I put into this channel. It's not a money maker. It's not. Like, I would post my taxes, but that's probably unwise to post my taxes publicly. It is not a money maker. I have put a lot of money into this. A lot. I wouldn't be here if I didn't genuinely have hope for this content. Like, people ask me about my thoughts on Cosmic Exploration. It was fine. But this isn't a Cosmic Exploration video, and that's, again, not something casual players are gonna look at. Like, the grind for that different colored mount is fucking ridiculous. A casual player will look at that and literally shit themselves. So you tell me that a casual player is gonna sit there hitting the same 2 macro buttons, if they even can figure out where the macros are, which, again, I'm gonna reiterate, most of them fucking don't. Hello? You might want to ask them. But just go to Teamcraft. How the fuck would a casual player who isn't chronically online like us, how would they know that? What the fuck's the Teamcraft? That's literally the response. And then they're just going to hit 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 because they're not automating it with like particular third-party tools, which obviously I'm aware exist. So it's not automating the buttons, it's not automating the expert crafts, and they're going to be doing that for weeks on end to get that total points. Yeah, that might be a hard sell, my friend. A really hard sell. Like, even I just got the cosmic tools and then I like pieced out. I'm not even doing gathers. And this gets back to the starting point, which is my concluding point, is Square Enix needs to reinvest that money from 14 into casual content. Because the only thing right now that has any hope in this game is Occult Crescent. And to think that it's anything else, you are blind, you are in an echo chamber, you are not listening, you are covering your ears, screaming, la la la, I can't hear you, you're grifting for... I almost said it. You're that, la 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 la. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe talk to these people from, like, these other things. And it's just... It's so frustrating. But in terms of everything... Oh, my video changed from 14 footage to whatever that is. That's probably a good sign that I should... It's so irritating. Because Occult Crescent, I think, is genuinely this game's final hope. Like, I think next expansion won't have that much bad faith from Dawntrail, but do you think that we don't have bad faith from Dawntrail? Because if you think we don't have bad faith from Dawntrail, uncover your ears and listen. It's everywhere. Dawntrail lost a lot of good faith from players, and that's a problem. And it's a problem that will impact next expansion, because people, believe it or not, they do have a short memory. The internet does move on. Hell, World of Warcraft recently had a renaissance. But don't tell me that after Shitterlands that there wasn't an absolute glut of bad will that World of Warcraft had to go through. They had to go through a lot. A lot. And I would rather not see that for 14. Like, that's awful. And that's the situation that we're going to find ourselves in if Occult Crescent isn't good. Because casual players are going to remember, well, I was subbed to Dawntrail. I didn't like the expansion story. Why am I buying this next one? There was no content for me to do. Why am I doing it? So I can do a daily roulette every day for rewards that I don't even need for an item level that I'm never even going to use. Like, have you actually talked to casual players? They're like, what the fuck is this item level for? Have you even talked to raiders? They also, unless there's an ultimate, are also like, what the fuck am I going to use this item level for? So if you're not going to the next ultimate, which allegedly will be in 0.3, why are you caring about item level even now from this tier? Is that really that hot of a take? Like, you're clearing the raid, you cleared the raid, you progged it, you had hopefully fun. Loved 5, loved 6, 7 was okay, as I've said on this channel, but we're getting too into the weeds. Like, that's the unfortunate thing, is I feel like I need to explain everything I say because people nitpick and say the most stupid, obtuse shit ever. Because they're like, oh no, it couldn't possibly be that casual players don't have anything. I really hope that Occult Crescent is good. That's my thought. And I think that, based on the earnings report, that I'm praying that Square Enix seriously will take that money and invest it into 14 and casual content. I really, really hope they do. Because yes, Savage Raid tier, good. Yes, Fru, amazing. I loved it myself. But I can say that and bang my pots as loud as I want. Fru was amazing. The lesbians are great. Rein and Gaia are fantastic. Did you see them at the end with the flowers? It's so good. Banging my pots. And you know what? None of those casual players give a fuck. That's all.